Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to teach you 5 1v1 moves that you can use to beat your opponent. Let's get into it. The first move we're going to work on is the toe drag. So the toe drag is a variation of the body feint. We're using our body to unbalance that defender and create a weak side. The weak side is the opposite side to which you send the defender. So if I'm a defender and I put all my weight on this side, my left side becomes my weak side. So we're trying to find their weak side, push the ball beyond them so that they're off balance in a non-athletic position, which gives us more time and space to accelerate away. Push the ball into the space, hop on our non-dribbling leg, and then we're gonna drag our toe along the ground. So we're making it seem like I'm gonna push the ball into this space here, but instead of actually pushing the ball, I drag my toe along the ground. So I drag my toe and then I push the ball in the opposite direction. So what's really important is being light on that planted foot so that you can push off of this leg with a lot of power. So you're leaning slightly forward over this leg, you're dragging this toe, and that allows you to be in a very athletic position to accelerate away. And what's great about this move, during the toe drag, I have that split second to see how the defender reacts to my movement. And if they don't bait and they go in the opposite direction, I can then just push the ball to the inside. But if we sell the move well enough, we should get that defender unbalanced so that we can push the ball in the opposite direction. So we dribble directly at them, toe drag and push, and then finish. The next move we're going to work on is the double outside chop. So we're using 2 quick actions with the outside of our feet. The first one to bait the defender, and the second to push the ball into the space that we've created. And the common theme for all of these moves is that we really need to be light on our feet and coordinated. And what's really going to help you with that is fast footwork exercises. So I'm going to put a playlist on the screen right now which has tons of exercises you can use to get lighter and more springy on your feet, which will help you with these moves. So the double outside chop, we're going directly at our opponent so that they don't know which side we're going to go. And that's where we perform the first chop. So the first chop is with the outside of our foot. It's a slight movement to the inside, and this is dangerous, especially around the edge of the box, because cutting inside could signal that you're about to shoot, so defenders are going to be very high alert. And what's really important is that our first chop doesn't get too far away from us. We're using the first chop to set ourselves up for the second. So we go directly at our opponent. It's a soft touch to the inside, just enough to change the angle of the ball and get that defender moving, but not too far away from us so that we'll miss the ball if we try to take that second chop. We don't want to be lunging into it. It's a quick feet action. So it's a small chop to the inside, and then we're going to hop into that second chop. So as you can see, I hop and pivot. So first chop, small touch, second chop is a bit heavier because we want to accelerate into the space. So work on this movement, hopping into that second chop, being light on our feet so that we can change the angle of the ball. Then once you're comfortable with the technique and the movement, it's important to add some speed to it so that then we can take it into a match. So towards defender, chop, and off we go. The next skill is one I've seen Neymar perform many times. It's where he rolls and steps over the ball, and then it's a Fakerabona down the line. So we're using this roll and step as the bait for this move. We're trying to get this defender throwing their body weight to the inside. But what's great about this move, the defender might start to read the second movement of that first step as your bait. So they might start to think you're about to push the ball to the inside. Many players might roll the ball and then push the ball here. So the defender might start to read that action. So after you perform that second movement, if they're already starting to go in this direction, it's easy for you to then push the ball in the same direction you were going. But if they do take the bait, that's going to be the moment where we perform the Fakerabona. So we're rolling, stepping across, and then using the laces of that same foot that we rolled the ball with to push the ball down the line. And then we need to accelerate out of it. So it's important to be light on our feet here. So we roll, step, and then push the ball into the space. And then once we're confident with the technique, really important to add that speed so we can take it into a match. So go at our opponent, roll, step, laces, and off we go. This next move is one of my personal favorites, and it's combining the step over with la croqueta. So the step over is to protect the ball and bait the defender into thinking we're pushing the ball in this direction. So we need to convince them by going around the front of that ball, which not only protects the football if they do try and intercept it, but it also gets us in a low center of gravity position, allows us to drop our shoulder, which is going to sell the defender into thinking we're going in this direction. And as you can see, the ball is then left on my left foot, so then I can drag the ball across and perform la croqueta. So as a defender, if the attacker starts to step over the ball in this direction, I might start to lunge out my foot to intercept it, which is the perfect opportunity to then push the ball around their foot, because as they accelerate away, I'm now in a non-athletic position and it'll be very difficult for me to recover. So we're gonna have a ton of time and space on the opposite side to make our next move. What's really important here though, is that we drag the ball far enough across our body to evade that foot. So we're not tapping the ball into the space like that, but instead we're dragging the ball. So we're keeping it in contact with our foot until it's got halfway across, then we release it to the opposite foot and push it down the line. This is going to give us a greater range to push the ball to really get away from that defender before accelerating into the space. So it's important to be light on our feet here, step over, push, and then once you've got the technique, really important to add that speed so we can take it into a match. So push, step over, croqueta. And the fifth and final move shares quite a few similarities to the move we just worked on, the step over la croqueta. We're starting with a step over once again. This time I'm making it seem like I'm going to the inside, and then it's 2 quick actions with the inside of both of my feet. So we're performing the step over, but this time as we get halfway around the ball, we hop off of this standing foot and nudge the ball into the space. So this is the bait for the defender. So we step over, hop, and touch. This is going to hopefully unbalance that defender, get them moving in this direction, get all their weight on one side so that we can push the ball in the opposite direction. And then for the second touch, we're almost using our opposite foot just as a rebound to push the ball into the space. So we need to be accurate with our touches, throwing our foot around the ball, and it's a tap tap. And as you can see, that angles the ball into the space I want to go in. So on the spot, just work on the movement. So it's a step over, tap, tap, step over, tap, tap. And then what's really important is that you add speed to it once you've mastered the movement to take it into a match. So we push, step over, tap, tap, and off we go. So there we have it, 5 moves that you can use to beat your opponent 1v1. Just before you go, head over to 7mlctraining.com and check out my 7-day training programs if you want to work on ball mastery, explosive speed, first touch, as well as finishing. We have programs to cover all of those attributes. I'll leave links to them in the description box down below. But if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you smash the like button, hit that subscribe button for weekly training videos, and I will see you guys in my next video.